Welcome to the Daily Jerry Anderson podcast, where guidance on television careers is now available freely, presentation tips, screenwriting collaboration, and how to devise a schedule. Years of experience should not go to waste. Please? You're a man who watches TV. Apparently last night was a vintage night for television. Apparently they showed the Queen's Bodyguard again. Did you see that?
No.
Or is this true? Maybe I've got this wrong. I can only go by what the people tell me. Starring David Jason. What a disaster of a thing it was on at Christmas.
Yeah.
They must have showed it again because they had a gap in the schedule. So what a great idea to have an old codger playing a bodyguard for Her Majesty. And then at 9:30, Mrs. Brown's Boys was on.
Yes.
A lot of people don't like that.
A lot of people, yes. I think a lot of unnecessary swearing.
You sound like Bruce Forsyth. Did you see Bruce Forsyth throwing away his career last
No,
week?
you told me that.
Did we talk about that?
Yes, you talked about that.
Unbelievable.
No, but I think so.
Such a horrible old man.
Oh, don't say that.
He's a horrible old Bruce Forsyth. It's a horrible old man.
Know that.
He's a horrible old man. You can tell he's a grumpy like you. He's like a horrible old man like you. And apparently Mrs. Brown's Boys, the programme came up with a novel, groundbreaking idea of dressing a man up as a woman. I don't know. This man says the show has no apparent script. Well, it has a script. We talked about this before. It's a script, but it's not finished yet.
So?
Mrs. Brown's Boys' script is not finished yet. He needs another man to write with him. Will you tell him the next time you see him?
Oh, no.
Tell him I'm free on Tuesdays.
I wouldn't dare say that to Brendan.
I would say that to him. I'd say, Brendan, Mrs. Brown's Boys is good and it's going really well, but it needs another mind in there.
Yeah.
It falls short just a wee bit. It would be perfect if it was another guy. Do you know the way, for instance, Ricky Gervais, and he needs this other guy, Stephen Merchant? You know that, don't you? He writes, the two of them write together. Sometimes people cannot write on their own. Well, Brendan can write all right, but he falls in the last hurdle.
All right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Perfectly.
Well, I hope you don't mind that.
I mean, why should I mind? Not at all.
Because you usually mind about nearly everything I say. And he goes on to give out this is the worst programme on television. What's the worst programme on television?
Right now?
Yeah.
Well,
in my opinion, it's the worst programme on television and actually should be banned, I think, because it is so relentlessly cheerful and horrible and false that it should not be allowed. The One Show.
Oh, I never watched it.
Oh, no.
Sure, I wouldn't know.
Dire, pathetic. Don't do it
I
justice.
don't know.
Two madly smiling wooden presenters talk to D-list celebs, flogging a book or two. Then with a jump, it goes to the cost of onions, how to buy a second-hand car. The smiling never stops throughout the show. Giles Brandreth pops up like a smiling, scary circus clown at any time. Little bald men who look like pugs. The happiness never wanes. Some people who watch an entire episode of The One Show have been known to projectile vomit for up to 3 hours. If you want a really good laugh, though, he recommends Starmount today. Talk turns to pocket blockers and sexy shots. The world of snooker, of course, a world known to both the presenter and coilets interruptus, familiar with rest, spiders, and putting a 10p on the side of the table. Notice how there's no attempt at gaining a cheap laugh by the use of the word balls. Many's a lesser man would have gone down that road first, but this, of course, is Radio Ulster for all your broadcasting needs. Do you see when you're playing snooker, do you do the sexy shot? Do you put yourself up on the table and slide across it? Do you?
Sometimes you have to.
I know, but do you do it? Do you like doing it?
I know, I hate doing it.
Spreading your legs, leg up in the air.
Hate
your big bum
it.
sticking up.
I hate it.
Do you? Why?
Really,
do you think it's an affront to decency, or what do you think?
I don't feel comfortable.
Do you feel it's...
And that's just with another man in the room. You know what I mean? It's just the two of us. you know. Heaven forbid if a naughty or what.
Well, would you do that if there's a woman there? No, seriously. Would you do the sexy shot?
Well,
I don't want to put you in the spot here.
It depends what you're calling the sexy shot.
Your fork is up in the air, and and everything is all spread over the whole table. Would you be self-conscious?
Yes, of course. You know I would. And I do be. Stop that! Stop that! You're embarrassing me now.
You do be what? Do.
Yeah, do be.
Stop it! Word reaches the presenter that the Royal Bodyguard, this week's worst programme ever, is part of a series. There now follows analysis of what's wrong with the BBC, courtesy of a badly paid Mr. Coyle, who may not be with the corporation for very much longer. It's not a series, is it?
Apparently so.
Oh, my God, I thought it was a one-off. That was bad enough. You mean it's a series?
Yeah.
My God. Yeah. You just find that out there? Somebody telling you?
No. Well, the people are saying, but I mean, it is a series. Someone says the Royal Bodyguard's a series, someone says, but it is.
But it's so obviously bad. Why make it a series? Of course, they didn't know when they started it was going to be bad.
They must have.
In the mainstream,
I don't care.
Yeah, they must know. Sometimes,
know.
I mean, if I was a BBC person,
yes,
right, and I said, here, David Jason, everybody loves him. Let's do a series. What age is he now? 70, 75? Well, let's do a series where he's the Queen's Bodyguard. And you go, hold on a minute. Wouldn't he be a bit old? No, everybody loves David Jason. They all love him. So let's have a script here. And then the script arrives and you read through it. You know right away, don't you?
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one thing. Oh, no, sorry, it's not.
So therefore, it's
not the
unforgivable.
one. It's a thing that I don't like about the BBC. The BBC.
The fact, apart from the fact that they don't pay you.
Yeah, well, that's I've got
that
used
as
to
well.
that. I've got used to that. I'm living with that for years. Let's face it. You know what I mean?
They pay me.
Yeah, I know they do handsomely. I know that.
They pay Nolan. What's wrong with you?
I know they pay. They pay everyone except me. I know that.
Actually, you sort it out.
See, we can laugh. At
I'll
this.
help you. I'll tell them how much I get. Anyway, never mind.
Anyway,
that.
the one
we're
thing
joking, of course.
No, one thing I see that I don't like about the BBC is when they know they have something bad on their hands.
You put it on at 12 o'clock at night.
No,
What?
they stick with it.
Well, you see, they already spent the money.
Yeah, but what they do is they'll commission another series.
Nah, yeah, so did people
Exactly.
that people love it.
Yes, they always
It'll find its old audience.
They always commission. Yes, that's it. We were expecting this, and they always have an excuse. We were expecting this at the start, but
We knew it might take a little while to find its audience.
Yes.
But the second series, I would say there'll be a marked increase in the audience figures, and it will find an audience because our preliminary experimentation, our preliminary audience research indicates that people love this program, but maybe I will have a little difficulty warming to it.
Yes.
In other words, I didn't make a mistake. No. You did, because you don't like it. Mr. Coyle has had a revelation, an epiphany, a complete change of heart. A man who he once despised is now being seen in a new light. He puts it down to his new role as a student of human behaviour.
I observe my wife, because you know I'm an apprentice anthropologist.
Yes, indeed, a fledgling social anthropologist.
Yes.
And maybe perhaps in the future, who knows, maybe a paleontologist.
I observe my wife observing me.
Looking at him.
Is that a good sign for
your wife? Is sitting you looking. Your wife is sitting looking at you, looking at a man on TV.
Yes,
and knowing that you like him,
and knowing that I was warming to him.
Warming to him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't imagine.
But I thought that was clever of me to observe my wife observing me.
Well, you see, you're developing an eye now.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
even worse than the eye you've developed already, the iritis eye. You're developing an eye for the bizarre.
Yes.
You're developing an eye for the unusual. You're developing an eye for a phenomena. And I think that you've probably got a long way to go because you've got that natural native curiosity that the Irish have.
All right. What do you mean a long way to go? Well, will I never qualify?
I think you'll qualify in time, but it will require a lot of work on your part. And you'll have to put a lot of your shibboleths away and kill some of your demons. You prepared to put off your shibboleths away?
Well, this is one of my demons. This is one of my demons.
Well, this man that you previously disliked.
Oh, passionately.
All right, then. Was this man on the one show? That's where everybody you dislike goes on?
No.
So last night would have been a Monday.
And I had no reason to dislike this man. And you kept saying to me...
What, you mean like him?
He's not the man that you think he is.
Neither am I.
He's a nicer man than the man that you think he is.
A nicer man than the man you feel as if you know.
He says, don't judge the man that you see.
That sounds very Gandhi-like.
Judge the man behind the man. I said, but I don't know the man who's behind the man, therefore I can't judge him.
Confucius say.
He says, I met the man behind the man. And the man behind the man is a nice man.
I don't think I like the man behind the man.
Yes. I don't like the man who's in front of the man.
I prefer that.
No.
I'm more used to it. Anyway, I can't imagine who this would be.
So I sort of got behind the man last night a wee bit.
Did you? That's good, yeah. That's a start. And tell me this now and tell me no more. Is this man on a Monday night regularly?
That's what I don't know.
But you see, it's very difficult for me. Because this could be any number of men.
No, it's not.
It couldn't.
No,
it's not. No, it's a specific man. It's not any number of men. But for me, guessing, it could be any number of men.
No,
I need a clue. Has this man got hair? It's a start, I know. Has he?
He's got very little.
Little hair.
I think he's very little.
Well, this man could be described as handsome. In a way.
That's not. That's for
well,
me to
okay.
Say, is
is he conventionally handsome?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this man. But don't get that wrong.
You don't like the colour man handsome.
No, I don't.
I know. Would women regard him as being attractive?
See, I can't. No,
well, would you ask your wife? She looks at him.
No, let's just park that. Leave that and move on.
Park it then.
Go
okay. Has he got big ears?
So how would I know?
Be looking at it.
See, I'm not at that stage of me.
Well, you see, you have to look at everybody's ears. The ears are the key to the soul.
Right.
I've always said that. Look in the ear and you find the man.
Right. There's a man on TV with the biggest ears in the world.
Andrew Marr.
No, not Andrew Marr.
Nobody has bigger ears than Andrew Marr.
There is. The man that
He's
presents...
like Dumbo.
The man that presents Pointless. A horrible programme.
Andrew Armstrong. What's his name? Armstrong? Thingamy Armstrong.
Have a look at his big Spock-like ears.
What about the guy sitting at the desk with the glasses? He's very strict with people.
Heaven forbid.
See, never look at those programmes like that. Even Bradley Walsh is better than that.
Oh, Bradley Walsh is great.
At least he's human.
Yeah. Anyway,
who's this man you're talking about?
I
don't know.
You like this man, and you have met this man.
Oh, I've met him.
Oh, yes. And you told me that. You said, no, the man behind the man's the man you met.
Graham Norton.
Is correct.
Talk of ears leads to a short discussion on dead Oscar-winning English film directors who are not here to defend themselves being dead. Twists and turns bring about some criticism of the presenter's choice of music. He can take it. He's used to it.
Do you know David Lean's got really big ears?
David Lean, do you mean the director?
Yeah, go and Google an image of David Lean till you see the size of that man's ears.
Well, do you know what they say about men's feet?
Yes, it means if they've got big feet, they've got big socks.
Stop. It may be the same about... Yes, good, thank you for that. But it may be the same about the ears, although my ears are very big.
Yeah.
David Lean, of course, long since gone. A wonderful director. He directed Lawrence of Arabia and many other movies. Oliver Twist, yeah. What about yourself?
Scary.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon?
What about yourself? What
Why
are you
am I ringing?
Yes, that's basically what I'm
I
asking.
was on my morning constitutional walk, and you played a song which featured lots of dead guitarists.
Oh, yes.
It went on for like a day.
8 minutes to be exact.
Well, my concept of time isn't great. And it was dreadful, Jerry.
Well, you see, that's...
We snippet of this, we snippet of that. You wouldn't do that with piano players or with singers, would you? No, don't do that. Don't ever play that again.
But you see, this is the dilemma that I have. You see, I regard it as a tour de force, that particular record.
That's another word for it, yeah.
Yes, I regard it... Well, you see, this is only my opinion, and I'm only one person. And I regard it as a work of genius. So I feel as if I should present it to the people, but I'm fully aware that many of the people will not like it. And the evidence is there.
It, Jerry.
You can't walk to it?
No.
What do you mean? I can't be playing stuff for people to walk to. What am I, some kind of pacemaker?
Yes.
No.
Yes, you are, Jerry.
Sean,
Jerry and the pacemakers! Thank you for listening. Bakamara.